Aveline and welcome to my channel. I hope you're all having a wonderful day. So today I have a kind of like a bonus apartment, I guess. I built this last week, so I am gonna be desperately trying to remember exactly what I did during this apartment. I did just edit it, which helped a little bit, but I will admit when I was editing it, I was like, I don't fully know what I'm gonna do next, like what's happening, so let's just hope for the best. But today we are decorating an apartment in a kind of like what I see as a Parisian kind of style. I did Google pictures of Paris apartments and also looked up on Pinterest just to get some inspiration and to see what kind of like interior style they generally go for. And I'm not saying that every Paris apartment looks the same, by the way, but I was trying to see like what kind of style, like what kind of interior styles they generally use in Paris. So that is what we're trying to do today, and I do like how this apartment turned out. If you're not into clutter though, this is not for you. I'm just gonna warn you right now. There's a lot of clutter, there's a lot of stuff going on later on, and hopefully you guys will like it anyways, but definitely a lot of stuff going on, so you've been warned. So while doing my research or while looking up pictures of Paris apartments or Parisian apartments, at least I hope they were Parisian apartments, like legit Parisian apartments. I'm not entirely sure, you know, people could be like, oh, I'm in the US, but I have decorated my apartment in a Parisian kind of way. I don't know, but hopefully they were actual Parisian apartments. So while doing my research, I came across mainly two different kinds of interior styles. So you have the more vintagey kind of style, which is the one we're going for today. And then there was also kind of like a mixture between modern and contemporary a little bit. I feel like I also saw a bit of another one, which was kind of like contemporary mixed with some country-esque items, sort of, but I decided to go for the more vintage one. I definitely will say that either the vintage kind of interior style or the modern contemporary style were a lot more common, at least in the pictures that I saw, rather than the country-esque style, but I thought I would just throw it in there anyways. But yeah, we're going for the more vintagey kind of style because I don't recall at least decorating a house or an apartment in this kind of style, so I wanted to go with something that was a little bit new for me, and it was a lot of fun. Also because when I think about Paris, I think of like romantic items, and I definitely feel like a lot of the vintagey looking items that I'm using in this apartment are a lot more romantic than the modern contemporary pieces. So yeah, we're definitely going for the more vintagey kind of interior style, or I'm trying to go for it at least. I also end up changing the wallpaper right here from the wood panels to just the plain white that I'm using on the right side right now, because I was looking at the pictures again by the end of like decorating this apartment, and I just noticed that it was more common to have plain white walls. I do feel like plain white walls in the game does get a little bit boring now and then, so I did put in some accent walls here and there. Like I keep the wall here behind the cabinets, for example, and I think in the bedroom or the bedroom area of the apartment, because there's actually no door between the living room and the bedroom, it's kind of like an open plan except from the what's it called? Bathroom. There's a door to the bathroom, but other than that, it's kind of like just completely open planned. There's a window between the bedroom and the living room, which you will see in a little bit, but other than that, it's open planned. But I did put in some accented walls just because I felt like the plain white was just getting a little bit too, yeah, plain. So yes. We're also using a lot of plants throughout this apartment, but from what I could see in the pictures that I was looking at, they used a lot of plants for especially the more vintagey kind of interiors, and also the vintage with modern furniture as well. Like there was an interesting combination going on there, and yeah, I just thought it would fit in this apartment too. I do tend to do that a lot. Like I use a lot of plants for my furnish, like when I furnish or decorate interiors, I do tend to use a lot of plants because I just like that they add so much life to an interior, you know, like it lights up, or not lights up everything, it just adds life, you know, it's nice. Speaking of the more vintage slash modern combination, I was actually trying to go for that here at the beginning, so I decided to use some contemporary counters. I do go back later on and change them to the ones from Jungle Adventure, including the cabinets, because I just felt like at the end of the video, or at the end of decorating the apartment, they just didn't really fit in with the rest of the apartment, because the rest of the apartment is very vintagey. You'll see that in just, is that even a word? Hopefully you guys know what I mean. But you'll see what I mean here in just a little bit when I start putting in both couches and what else am I putting in? A hallway table. I put a little seating area over there in the corner of this room as well, and I also gave the sim a desk area, so they have a computer in this apartment. I didn't really feel like it fit in completely, but I've talked about this before. For gameplay purposes, I just really like adding computers. They help a lot with gameplay, in my opinion. You can do a lot on the computers, and it's also a lot of fun to have a computer in the game, to be honest. Like, you can have pen pals and all that stuff, so yeah, I just like to add computers for gameplay purposes, so they needed one. They also have a cat, by the way, which I forgot to say here at the start of the video. This apartment is either for 1 or 2 sims and then a cat, because there is a litter box in the bathroom. There is also a pet bed and also a cat scratching tree in the or next to the fireplace, which is probably not super safe in real life, like realistically, but in the game it doesn't matter. We are trying to go for a more realistic vibe with this apartment though, so just ignore the cat scratching tree when it comes to that, because I know that it's not safe to put it next to the fireplace, but it really doesn't matter. It's not gonna, you know, catch on fire or anything. But that's also why there's so much clutter around this place. It's a little bit messy, but it's a small apartment. The sim that lives here doesn't have a lot of money. They have a small apartment where everything is in one room, you know, so not everything, they can't afford to have everything matchy, you know what I mean? So they have clashing patterns on the rugs, and there's a lot of stuff around. They probably don't have a lot of storage space either, and as far as I remember, there's only 1 bookcase in the apartment too, so they have to store all their books. Like, their books are just kind of lying around or on shelves on the hallway table right here under the TV. I was considering giving them the smaller TV, by the way, and then I placed it on these like a stack of books that I think are mainly meant for children's rooms. But it looked really cute. I just felt like the TV was a little bit too small for a room this big, so I decided to swap it out with a bigger one right here. So I don't know, they don't have a lot of money, but they could afford a big TV apparently. It just looked good compared to the rest. Like, compared to the size of the room, I just felt like it fit better than the small one, so I decided to go for that one. But over there in the corner, that's where I put the little sitting area, so they can sit over there and have a drink with their friends, or, you know, look over the city or something like that. I actually forgot to say, but this is decorated in an apartment that is in the Spice District. I think it's called the Spice District, if I'm not mistaken. As you can see, the address, I think it says 17 Culpepper House. I can't fully see it because it's too small on my screen, but I think it's the 17 or 12. I'm not fully sure, but it's definitely in Culpepper House in the Spice District. And to download this apartment, by the way, you'll have to activate bb.moveobjects and then space on, and then you bulldoze the old apartment, go on the gallery and find my page, and my ID is AvelineYT, and then you just you download the house, or not the house, the apartment, which is uploaded as a room build, and you just place it down so it fits with all the walls in this apartment, and it should be completely fine. I do realize, because I've gotten a few comments on it, that some of the apartments don't really work that well these days, and I don't fully know why. It's just you can't place them down. You'll have to move them 1 square, and then you're missing like the end of the apartment, and it's really strange. I don't know what's up with that. I did try to go test it after getting 2 or 3 comments on it on my last apartment, if I'm not mistaken. So that was really strange. I don't know what it is, because I tried to change stuff and it didn't work still, so I think it's a problem with the apartment itself and not necessarily the decorated apartment. I just think if you place something, like, I don't know what's going on with that. It's really, really annoying. So I'm sorry if that's also happening with this apartment. But I also tried to actually download some other people's apartment to see if it was just my apartment, and it's not just my apartment. So I think there's something going on with like the building itself and not the room builds that you download, like the apartment room builds. So I don't know, but I did get some comments from you guys, so I thought I would just address it. But I don't know how to fix it, sadly, so hopefully they will fix that soon. If it's something that's going on with the apartment building itself, definitely think they should fix that, but so far we'll just have to wait, I guess, and be patient. So the apartment is coming together. I think I'm almost done with the living room. I don't remember if I go back and clutter it up just a little bit more, possibly not, but I do go back to the kitchen like I said earlier and change the counters and the cabinets. Other than that, we're doing the bedroom, which is kind of simple actually. I didn't really feel like there was a lot of space in here to put a lot of stuff, so I put in a dresser and the big mirror right here, which is from Jungle Adventure. I love that mirror. I want more mirrors like this one, like leaning against the wall. I think they're just so freaking gorgeous. I just love them. I love them in real life. I'm also slightly terrified of them because I am really clumsy and will probably end up knocking them over and breaking the mirror, and then that's like 7 years of bad luck to me. That's sad anyways. But I think they're really beautiful, those kind of mirrors, so I love them a lot. And then I noticed we had a completely bare wall over here, which I did not like. I felt like it was a little bit out of place, so I decided to put a mirror that definitely looked very old and vintagey over there, and then I put a picture next to it because I thought it would look really nice. And then is it just me, or do we need more like random dressers, like smaller dressers, or just storage units like this one, but looking a little bit fancier than that one from Get to Work? I don't know, I just feel like when you're, especially considering a lot of the desks don't actually have drawers in them. We have that one from Cats and Dogs that has drawers in them, but other than that, I don't remember if any of the others do. I feel like they don't. So we definitely need more like drawer units, like storage units with drawers, because it's often when you have a desk and you work at your desk, you will have like a small storage unit next to your desk so you can store papers in it, like important papers, or I don't know, office materials or other stuff like that. Is that just me? I just feel like that's very common. Maybe it's just because I grew up and my dad had a storage unit next to his desk. Anyways, but I definitely feel like we do need more like just like decor storage units. So not necessarily units that your Sims will interact with, but just random decor, you know what I mean? So definitely want more of those, because I do often use the other desks and I just feel like there's some drawers missing or something. So I was trying to use that one from Get to Work, but it wasn't really working out for me, so I decided to go for this little suitcase kind of items with books on top, which I think is from Cats and Dogs if I'm not mistaken. I could be mistaken though. I don't use it a lot, but I think for if you're doing like, if you're decorating a bedroom that's supposed to look a little bit more vintagey, it would look really, or vintage, it would look really cute as a bedside table, for example, or maybe like next to a couch, like an inside table as well. It would look really cute in a cottage or something. So you can use it as an inside table or a bedside table if you're using this shelf right here. By the way, I keep getting questions where to get that shelf, and it's always linked in the description. The link to the download post has been in the description for over a month now, so just scroll down to the description and check that out if you're interested in that shelf. I use it to, because it makes it easier to place clutter, so you don't have to use the 9 and 0 key to raise and lower items. You can just put it on the shelf and then place the shelf at the height you want the clutter to be, and then you just drag the clutter off of the shelf and it'll be stuck at that height, and it's very handy. And I can't imagine decorating without that shelf now. Like, that would be so frustrating to me. So I'm really happy that I have it. But anyways guys, we are getting to the end of this video, so I'm gonna wrap up this voiceover now. If you like this build, you can download it off the gallery. My ID is AvelineYT, and you can also find it under the hashtag Aveline or AvelineYT. And let me know if there are any specific apartment builds you want to see here on the channel, and I'll write them down in my planner. I do have some other city-inspired apartments planned out, by the way, but if there's any specific city you want me to make an apartment inspired by that specific city, do let me know as well, because I am definitely up for that. And other than that, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Remember to like and subscribe and all that good stuff if you did, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye-bye. I was so mistaken, 'cause you glue all the pieces back together. Yeah, you take all my wrongs and make them better.
Yeah, you're making me wanna try forever. And I feel so free, oh my sweet baby. I was never the one to give up the ghost. No, I was so stuck. I kept on playing my part, wanting to give up cause nothing was changing. But with you it's so clear, and now that you're here I see colors in every spectrum. Guess I finally learned my lesson. Cause you glue all the pieces back together. Yeah, you take all my wrongs and make them better. Yeah, you're making me wanna try forever. And I feel so free, oh my sweet baby.